So good morning, everybody. Very excited this morning, this Wednesday morning. First of all, I'm not only going live on Facebook, I'm also going live on YouTube. So yes, trying to get this a bit further and a bit wider. So those of you on YouTube who are watching this for the first time, hello and welcome. My name is Andy from the Three Dragons School, and we're going to be doing a nice agenda, very, very simple, just to get you ready for the start of the day. These sessions run at 7 a.m. weekday mornings. Yeah, they run at 7 a.m. weekday mornings. So you're more than welcome to tune in at any time and join in on that. Next thing to say is just really take your time with it, enjoy the movements and just chill out. Don't push yourself too far, never go beyond 70% of what you think your physical capacity is, because it's not necessary. The extra 30% you need for healing and growth afterwards. Yes, we shall see how this YouTube goes. It looks a bit sort of twitchy at the moment, I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we shall see. Anyway, we're going to get started with a nice little warm-up. So turn your foot 45 degrees to the corner, sitting down on one leg, and then rest the other foot on the floor and just rock the toes back. So you're just resting the foot on the floor, you're not pushing it down into the floor. And then swap to the other side. Just rock the foot back and forth. So what you're doing is stimulating a trigger point at the base of the foot. And then sitting down through the leg, releasing down through the hip, the knee, the ankle, into the foot. Pick up your other foot and just shake off the ankle. And swap to the other side. Then just pick up the knee as high as you can. If you can get your knee up there, brilliant. If you can only get your knee there, that's also fine. So then just circle the foot. Back the other way. Swap to the other side. Pick up the knee, circle the foot. Back the other way. And change. Feet together. Just circling the knees, loosening off the ankles and the knees. Back the other way. And come up. Then we're going to find our shoulder width. So with your feet together, you turn out your toes, turn out the heels. So the toes turn out, heels turn out. That takes you to your natural shoulder width. And then just circling the hips. Back the other way. And then change, circling the shoulders. Nice big circles, loosening off the ball joints. And back the other way. And relax. So with our feet shoulder width apart, so if you need to find your shoulder width, your feet are together, you turn your toes 45 degrees out to the corner, then turn your heels out so that the feet become parallel. That's your natural shoulder width. And then just settling down in through the feet, let the feet just spread onto the floor and relax down. Then opening and softening the ankles. So you're looking for any resistance you might have through the ankle joint and trying to let that go. Softening the knees. Again, looking for any twisting or any resistance. And just seeing if you can get it just to release off so that you can stand comfortably over your ankles. And then the hips, softening the hips. Releasing all the muscles through in the quad, down into the buttocks, the back of the legs, and into the belly. Let the tailbone tuck under as though you're sitting down on a bar stool. And then to stop the upper body from collapsing in, we keep the shoulders back, sitting comfortably over the hips to elongate the spine. And then the chin comes back very slightly to create a stretch in the neck. And then with the bones standing upright, just let all the soft tissue, the muscles, just release so that it finds its natural tensicity, so that they hold the bones in space without excessive force. So this is the Wu Chi stance from Tai Chi. Just let your shoulders release, opening up the shoulder joints. That creates a gap under the armpits. The upper arms release, allowing the elbows to open. Forearms release, allowing the wrists to open. And softening the hands. And just start to breathe. Become aware of your breathing. Let it become slower, smoother. Softening the chest. Opening up the diaphragm so it can do its job properly. And softening the belly so as you breathe in, your belly is opening up. And as you're breathing out, the belly's closing down again. So it's pulling down on the diaphragm as you breathe in. And pushing up on the diaphragm as you breathe out. Now there are lots of different types of breathing technique that you can do, but for now we're just trying to get our breathing nice and gentle, slow. And the in and the out breath to become the same sort of length. And then just allow your mind to clear. And let your awareness start to sink into your body as deep as it can go. And then we're going to begin. So breathing in, just bring the hands up to the chest, where they turn over and continue on up over the head. And then at the end of the in breath, the hands are up. Slight pause. Then breathing out, let the hands circle down, releasing the shoulders as you do. End of the out breath, they're down by the waist again. Breathing in, come up. And breathe out, let the hands circle down. And as they pass the shoulders, if you want more of a workout, sink into the hips, bending the thighs, keeping the knees over the toes. And then breathing in, you're releasing up through the legs, come up, push up. And breathe out. And then we're going to do one more. And then breathing in, bring the hands up to the chest. Breathe out, turn the palms and push down and allow yourself to come to rest. So the hands just come, sit comfortably, just slightly in front of the body so that the arms are released. Settling back down onto the feet, become aware of the soles of the feet so that they soften and spread onto the floor. Then softening the knees, softening the ankles, softening the knees, softening the hips. Let the tailbone tuck under. Let the shoulders come back to rest comfortably over the hips so they elongate the spine, and then complete the stretch by pulling the chin back very slightly, and then just let all the muscles just release. Allow you to sink into your body. Softening the belly as you breathe. Then we breathe in, the hands come up to the chest. As you breathe out, turn the left hand up, right hand goes down. Breathe in, turn the palms in the back of the chest. And breathe out. Left hand now goes down, right hand up. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, left hand goes up and sink into the hips. And releasing up through the legs, breathing in, hands come back to the chest. And breathe out, swap over. And keep going. So the length and speed of the movements is dictated by the length of your own breath, what you're comfortable with at the moment. Over time, the breathing can slow and the movements become slower. But for now, just go with what your body's telling you. And try and release any tension that you might find. And one more. Breathe in, the hands come up to the chest. Palms to the floor, just push down and allow yourself to come to rest. Again, softening the feet, the ankles, the knees, the hips. Tuck the tailbone under, shoulders come back to rest comfortably over the hips so you're elongating the spine. Pull the chin back to create the stretch in the neck, and then just let all the muscles release down. Keeping yourself upright. You want a nice sort of dynamic tension to the muscles so everything's held in place comfortably without force. And you don't want to be too relaxed, otherwise you end up lying down and passing out. So just nicely let the bones float in space, let the muscles release, and then just go back to watching what your breathing's doing. Try and make it more regular and smooth. Clearing the mind again, letting your awareness sink into your body. And just bring the hands up by the side. And then swing left hand in front, right hand behind, come up and swap, come up and swap. So you're releasing through the shoulders and allowing the arms to swing as though they're a piece of rope. So to do that, because the bones don't bend, you've got to let all the muscles release so that you can swing comfortably. The hands become like a weight on the end of a piece of rope, and the arms are the piece of rope. We're disengaging the shoulders at the moment so that we're just releasing off down through the arms and trying not to twist the body and take the momentum down through the legs. So really loosen off the shoulders, loosen off the muscles down either side of the spine. Softening through into the hips, down through the legs, the knees, down through the calves, into the ankles and out through the feet. And then we can start to engage the waist, keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed. So as I go to the left, I'm turning to the left and then squaring the hips, the momentum transfers out through the arms, and then I turn to the left, as I come from the right, and come up and swap and come up and swap. So we're turning the waist, and it's the waist that's moving the shoulders, and also the waist now that's helping the momentum go out through the arms. So you become almost like one of those drum toys. And then softening the hips so that you don't put too much rotation in through the knees. Allow the knees to soften. And just taking your weight down through the feet comfortably. So you might find that you start to transfer your weight from one leg to the other. That's fine. Just make sure you're not leaning over the knee. You're not leaning over the edge of the foot, and you're not rotating down through the knee and twisting it uncomfortably. So the hips have to stay released. So that the knees and the ankles can do their job properly. Really just loosening off the spine, rotating around the spine, letting the shoulders move because the hips and the waist are turning. And relax. So just let the hands come up from the chest, just push down and come to rest. Back to Wuchi. Check your alignments, so make sure you've got your shoulder width, softening the feet, the ankles, the knees, the hips. Let the tailbone tuck under. Let the shoulders come back to rest comfortably over the hips. Pull the chin back slightly. And now you're standing up rigid to attention. Just allow the muscles just to release down, sinking down, letting your breathing slow again, becoming regular and smooth, clearing the mind, and let your mind and awareness, your mind intent, sink into the body. And then we take our palms to the floor and forward, bringing the fingertips forward, drop the fingertips, raise the arms to shoulder height. Dropping the elbows, drop the wrists and down as though you're pushing through water. So breathing in, the hands go forward. And breathing out, the hands come down. So we're trying not to lean forward or back or to either side. Keep the shoulder blades neutral, they're not pushed forward or back. Breathing in. And breathe out. Again, the movement is trying to be at the speed of your own breathing. And as you breathe out, elbows sink, wrists sink, and sink into the hips, bending the thighs. And as you start the in-breath, come up, relaxing up through the feet, into the legs, transferring the momentum out into the arms. And breathing out, sink down, and keep going. One more. And a change. Just take your fingertips to the right, circling the hands round, come up. And the right hand comes in front of the face. Continue the left hand circling round, and then just let the hands drop so that they form a ball in front of you. You're not holding an energy ball or trying to do anything clever. It's just a ball shape. Elbows in line, both palms to the floor, one on top of the other. Just take a breath in, breath out, just to settle. Breathing in. Then as you breathe out, take your waist to the right. So you're turning the waist to move the hands around. And then as you breathe in, the palms swap over and the waist returns to the center. Breathing out, turn over the left. And breathing in, square the hips, swap the hands. So the shoulders and the elbows do very little. So you're breathing out, they're moving around because the waist is turning. And then breathing in, swap the hands and square to the front. Breathing out, breathe in, and breathe out. And then you can sink into the hips a bit more, softening the legs, softening the knees so that the rotation doesn't twist in through the knees. It just transfers down through the leg comfortably. You're rotating around your center, rotating around the spine, sitting back against the spine. Let the shoulders relax, release, so you're not leaning forward and you're not pulling the hands in too far. Finding the comfort in the movement. So if the shoulders are starting to ache, you're either leaning or leaning out too far with the hands, or you're in too close with the hands. So just adjust the position so you find that comfortable spot. If the back's starting to give you a bit of jip, just check the muscles and see if you can get that to release off, and make sure that the shoulders are pulled back over the hips so you're elongating the spine and that the chin is pulled in slightly. And then just make sure your weight is now transferred evenly down through both feet. Clearing the mind, sinking the awareness into the body. And then as the hips square to the front, circle up your lower hand so that they both come to the chest, breathing in. Breathe out and just push down. Allow yourself to come to rest. Then take the knuckle of the thumb, put it in the tummy button so that the palm rests down. The other hand comes in flat over the top. Left hand underneath right for men, right hand underneath left for ladies. And then just softening the feet as you breathe. Opening the belly, closing the belly. Soften the ankles. Softening the knees. Softening the hips. Tucking the tailbone under as though you're sitting down on a bar stool. Shoulders come back to rest comfortably over the hips. And then the chin comes back slightly to create the stretch in the spine. You're keeping all the muscle of the bones floating in space, all the bones floating in space. Let the muscles release and sink down. Change, just bring the hands up so that the arms come up to shoulder level. Release the shoulders, sinking the elbows, wiggling the fingers at the ends of the arms. Allow yourself just to settle back down into the feet, ankles, knees. Soften the hips, tucking the tailbone under. Adjust the shoulders so that they're comfortable, pulling the chin back slightly. Bones floating in space. Release all the muscles down. Bring the hand down and circle the hands at the ends of the arms. And make sure you're sitting back comfortably on your feet. Sinking the awareness into the body, slowing the breathing, making it regular and smooth. change, and just shake. Breathing in, just come up onto the toes. Breathing out, let yourself drop. Continue the out breath to its natural extent. Slight pause, then return on the in breath coming up. Breathe out. Up. Breathe in. And last one. And relax. So just circle the shoulders. Back the other way. Circling the hips. Just to loosen off the legs. Back the other way. Shaking the legs. And we're done. Thank you so much for joining me again this morning. I hope you enjoyed that session. If you have any comments, questions, or you'd like to leave any feedback, then please do so in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this and you think that other people might enjoy this as well, then please tag, share, and like to everybody and anybody you know. I will be back at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you want to know more about us, find out more about the Tai Chi and the Qigong classes that we do, then you can head on over to www.threedragonsonline.com and go check out our website. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will see you again tomorrow.